So we will solve it. And the first thing I got here, and this one's a little different because now the variable are used, and also they're on the right side of the equal sign. Doesn't matter. Principles of equality will still apply. So we're going to make a 0 first. Why are we going to make a 0? Because with the u's, whatever this looks like, and I've got 2u thirds, 2u over 3, I got the minus 8 right there. So since I have minus, and I would like to take that 2u thirds, or 2u over 3, and just make it by itself, I can't have the minus or negative 8 with it. So that means I would have to add 8 to both sides. Oh, I still messed it up. Well, that's okay. We'll make it work. All right. All right, so here's what happens. I've got 9 plus 8. I go from left to right. 9 plus 8 is going to be 17. We already dropped the 2u thirds. And negative 8 plus 8, 0. So that isolates our u's. You know, it's going to be kind of jacked up because I didn't choose very good numbers, but that's okay. We can still work with it. Now, there's two different directions you can go right here. I'm going to need two more principles of equality because I've got division and I have multiplication. So I'm going to stick with that, even though there's a different way to do it, but I don't want to confuse anyone. So I'm going to keep it like this. So what I would like out of this, and I'm going to get rid of division first because we hate division, although you could get rid of the multiplication as well. So the 2u over 3, I would multiply by 3 in order to make the 3 divided by 3 a 1. But if I do it to one side, I got to do it to the other side. In fact, that times 3 on the left, I'm going to show it like this one. Okay, so what happens? I got 17 times 3. 7 times 3 is 21. Carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3, but adding the 2 makes 5. So 51 equals, we had the 3 divided by 3, which now became I'm going to call that a phantom one because I'm not actually looking at it any longer. The next thing I need is for the coefficient of u to be a 1. I want this to be 1 u's, not 2 u's. So I'm going to take the 2 u's and split them in half, so divide by 2. If I do that to one side, I must do it to the other side. And at this point, I'm going to show the division on the left as a fraction line instead, because I don't really, well, we haven't gone over the decimal unit. This as a fraction, even though I wasn't really expecting any fractional answers. So if that fraction could be simplified, I would. It could be changed into a mixed number, not that I really care about it, but if you want it, it'd be 25 and 1/2. Either one of these works. Now, if you were to check this in the original answer, it should work, meaning it should be the solution. I guess I can kind of verify that. So 2u, 2 times 51 halves would be 51. Then we'd have 51 over 3, which is 17. And then 17 minus 8 is 9. Yeah, so that works. So we did, in fact, find the solution. Now, with that, though, I'm going to show a different way to look at this. And if that made sense, you can ignore what I'm doing. Once we got to that point, I'm going to take this equation where we had 17 equals 2u over 3, but I'm going to show it as 2/3 u instead. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because then I've got only one multiplication with u, and I can get rid of a fraction. I can make a fraction of 1. And I can make a fraction of 1 simply by taking it and dividing it by itself. Because at this point, what I would like is just a regular 1u, just like we have in our answer. But if I were to do that, I would have to take 2/3 and simply divide it by itself. So anything divided by itself is 1, including fractions or decimals, negatives, positives. And if I do that to one side, I would have to do it to the other side. So I'd show 17 divided by 2/3 there. Now to divide a fraction, we don't really like that, so I would change that to multiplication. So that'd be 17, but now I would change the operation to multiplication and flip the fraction into 3/2. Well, now we've got fraction multiplication, so I'll make that 17 over 1. And our multiplication, 17 times 3, we've already done, is 51. 1 times 2 in the denominator is 2. So we get the same answer either way. I don't know which one is more work, but it works. It ends up working the same.